friends, for this week's episode, I would like to talk about proper push-ups. So the first thing that you want to do, if you're doing push-ups from your toes, you want to make sure that your body is in a flat position. You don't want to be arched up. You definitely don't want to be bowed this way. That puts too much pressure on your back. But you want your body to be in a straight line. Now, you might think that your body's in a straight line, and you might actually be curving your back. You don't want to do that. When you're doing push-ups, you want to look in front of you, or at least a few inches or a few feet in front of your hands. And that keeps your back sort of flat instead of sort of this arched position. If you're starting push-ups from your knees, instead of having your feet on the floor, which can tend to, leave you in a sort of unsure place about where your back is supposed to go, I would raise your feet up if you can. And what that does is that it rolls your body weight so it's not on your kneecaps, it's more on the tops of your thighs, and that's what you want. And that helps sort of keep you straight. You want your hands to be underneath your shoulders regardless of whether you're in a knee push-up or whether you're in a standard push-up. Now, a lot of people, when they start, they might have their hands out here. Now, that's not a straight line. You can see it from the video very well that this would be more straight than this. But when you're down here, it's very hard to realize what actually is a straight line. So what you really want is for your hands, for a standard push-up that is, there are a lot of variations, but for a standard push-up, you want your hands to be right underneath your shoulders. So they're not super wide, they're not super in, those are all variations and they're all fine. But for a standard push-up, right underneath your shoulders, and make sure that they're not out this way. So if you feel like your hands might be out too far, roll up onto your toes and see, oh, okay, well, that actually feels a little bit better on my shoulders and my wrists. Well, my hands are right underneath my shoulders. Now, when you go down for a standard push-up, your elbows are coming out and then back in. So that engages your shoulders. It also engages your pectoral muscles. Everything engages your core, but your elbows are bowing out when you're doing a standard push-up because you're engaging those muscles. Out, up. If you want to work your triceps, a lot of people say to make a diamond. So you're touching your index fingers and your thumbs together on the floor. And again, your elbows are coming out and then in. But this is really, really difficult. Your tricep is such a small muscle and it's very hard to define. So when you're first doing tricep push-ups, I encourage you to do them this way. Instead of my fingers being straight out, I turn them just slightly out. Not totally, hands going in opposite directions, but sort of at a 45-degree angle on each side. I get into position where now, instead of them being straight, I just put my body weight a little bit forward so that my elbows can touch my sides the whole time. So I'm coming down and I'm coming up. So instead of my elbows going out, because my hands are turned out at a 45-degree angle, they stay connected to my body the whole time for a tricep push-up. That's the easiest way to start tricep push-ups without getting hurt. Then as you feel a little more comfortable, then you can move to that diamond position. If you want to try the diamond position but you're not really sure how strong you are, try it from the knees first. And again, roll onto your upper thighs. Your hands are in a diamond. But again, my hands are not in a diamond out here. They need to be all the way underneath my shoulders. I think that's the biggest misconception, is that people think that they need to engage their hands out here. Now, if you want to do a wide push-up or an extended push-up where your hands are super wide, you're just engaging different muscles, that's all. There's nothing wrong with that. You can even take your feet wide. You're just engaging more of your upper chest. It depends on what you want to do. There are plenty of other variations to push-ups. Let's say you want to do a standard push-up but with one leg raised. Now that's a little bit of a different angle, so you still want to keep your body in that straight position, but when you raise up that leg, you want to make sure not to turn the torso or do anything funny. You still want to maintain that square shouldered position. I think the biggest pitfall for people when they start raising up the leg is that they start raising up the butt as well, and that's something different. So you want to make sure to keep your hips down when you're doing that one. And this engages the core as well. Another way to engage your triceps and especially your shoulders is by doing a pike push-up. So you're actually in sort of almost a down dog position here, and instead of being flat-heeled, you're going to be raised up on the balls of your feet. You're going to turn your hands in so that your elbows can come out. You're doing a push-up and back. When you start with these, you can put a lot of your weight into your legs to take the pressure off your wrists. Again, your elbows are coming out, and as you feel more comfortable, you can adjust your weight so more of your body weight is coming onto your hands. You can do elevated push-ups. If you are new to push-ups, you can actually do push-ups just standing on the wall, or you can do push-ups at a decline, where that you put your feet up on a step stool or on your couch or on your coffee table that's propped up against a wall or something like that. So, and again, it's just engaging different muscles, how much of your lats, how much of your core, which part of your pectorals, your shoulders. But either way, just for a standard push-up, I think the biggest advice that I can offer you, besides maintaining that straight line from your shoulders to your toes, is make sure that your hands are really actually underneath your shoulders and not out like this, because that's going to feel funny and that's totally going to engage different muscles. Underneath your shoulders, and don't round your back. Keep your back flat and look up. Don't look down, because that will automatically encourage you to round your back. Look up, my elbows come out, and they come back in. I hope this helps. Have a great night.